Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we wanted to talk about our recent trip to Disney World.
Okay, we didn't get the ceiling done like we wanted to before we went on our trip to Disney because it was a lot harder. We had to return the steamer we rented and we couldn't get it done with just a spray bottle of water, and we were mixing vinegar with it because fabric softener was too
Pungent?
Yeah, that's the word. So we ordered a steamer off of Amazon and we're going to be working on steaming it and trying some new methods for steaming. Hopefully that'll work. And our Disney trip went pretty good.
We took the Magical Express from the airport there and there was no issues with that.
Yeah, the Magical Express was cool.
Went straight to our room, didn't have to talk to anybody. And
yeah, because we were able to check in on our phones.
Yes, I checked in online ahead of time, so they just sent the room number when it was ready. It was ready before we got there and just went straight there and then went upstairs, got some dessert food and
from the club level.
Went to bed and got ready for the next day.
We stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and we had a room that overlooked, like, what was the choices for what your rooms overlook? Because ours was like giraffes, zebras, wildebeest, and I think that's about it.
No,
And
there was lots of birds.
you could choose rooms overlooking different parts of the, what's it, a savanna? Is that what they call it?
Yes, there are multiple savannas.
And one of the parts had like ostriches and different animals than what we could see in our room. So I don't know what the choices. I remember you asking me what I wanted.
We're overlooking the Arusha savanna.
The Rusha.
Yes.
So it was a great view. The resort was really cool. There was lots of activities for the kids. Our son is 5 and he loved collecting beads for doing different activities. And he collected like 10.
There's 8 beaded activities, and then if you complete those, they get an additional bead. They call it graduation bead for completing all 8. But the activities were interesting. They all had an educational focus, lots of different things. One, learning about how the environment is built up and how the negative things we can do can destroy it much quicker than how long it takes to build up. And there was an activity to identify some animal trackings and activities for animal calls.
Drumming.
Yep, just drumming.
Geography.
Yep. Africa.
Yeah, there's a lot of information about Africa, which I thought was really cool because
It's an African
that was the theme. So they really wanted to educate people about it.
We stayed for 11 days. Right? 11 days. We got there on the 31st and we checked out on the 11th. And we stayed at club level, and that was really nice. It's definitely worth the upgrade for that. So advise everybody to do it.
The club level gets you food and drink all day long, and it's not like a full meal, but it was enough for us.
Yeah, definitely for just a quick breakfast. And if you have little kids, it's advised to go back to your hotel anyways for them to rest and nap, and it's a good time to just hop up and grab some fresh vegetables and fruits and some snacks and some soup while you're up there. And there's alcohol as well if you want that, and unlimited jungle juice. So
chocolate milk, juice, jungle juice,
lemonade, water.
Yeah, and
pop.
The breakfast was just like a regular hotel's
Not quite a continental breakfast.
continental
There wasn't
breakfast.
like bacon and eggs, but there's a lot.
There's eggs sometimes.
Sometimes it was more like an egg casserole.
Yeah.
They did have hard-boiled eggs every morning, but there is some pastries.
The cereal and
in the morning.
milk.
Yep. Milk and cereal, pastries, fresh fruit,
bagels.
Yep.
And then for
Muffins.
the lunch, it was soup. I wish there was more like of a sandwich option. There never really was a sandwich. There's like soup, and there was like some cheese and meat sometimes, and vegetables and stuff like that. Hummus. They always had hummus out with like some pita bread and crackers to dip in the hummus.
Mm-hmm.
And for dinner, they made more like of a meal type of thing, but it came in this tiny little serving dish. But you could grab like a couple of those because they made like 2 or 3 different options for the dinner.
Yep.
So that was, I like the dinners a lot.
Really good food all the time. Lots of different options. We stayed over the Super Bowl as well, so for that game they had more of like a
Super Bowl tailgating theme.
Like a tailgating theme party. I think there was a brat and chili dog. So
yeah, it was a chili dog. I don't remember a brat, but I think there was a chili dog for sure.
Chili dog, wings, something else. But yeah, they had wings.
They had those little hot dogs.
Corn dogs.
Corn dogs, yeah.
One of the nice things about Club Bowl is the concierge service, and one of the things that concierge service does is provide you an itinerary each night with what you have for the next day. So really, if you're using your phone and the My Disney Experience app, then you have your information on there. And if you're familiar with the My Disney Experience or My Experience on the Disney site, then you can get all of your information there. But it is nice to have it in a hard form that they provide to you when they do turn down service. So
yeah, what I was gonna say is the desserts were the prettiest looking of all the club level. They made them look all.
They were good.
Like
Tarts.
they were really presented well.
Yeah, there was
like the ice cream cone looking cake cones they had.
Some kind of cheesecake or tart each night. S'mores things.
Our first day, we went to Animal Kingdom, and our first day we went to Magic Kingdom.
First thing we did, Celebration, Mickey and Minnie, so both of them together in Magic Kingdom.
We got the photo pass, and we thought that was well worth the money because they took a bunch of family pictures of us. We otherwise would have had to ask somebody to take of us. And the photo pass people are pretty much everywhere. That was a great place to take a photo. So all you do for that is you just see the person wearing were they wearing like a uniform or
yeah, it was
something
like
that said photo pass,
and
they had a camera. And there's sometimes a line of people, so they weren't hard to miss. And you just walked up and took your picture and scanned your wrist, your magic band.
Yeah. And we purchased the memory maker, not the photo pass. Photo pass is the service where they'll take your picture and then you can go on and purchase the pictures if you'd want. But
I see.
Memory maker, you pay money ahead of time. It's I think $160 if you're more than 3 days before your trip. Otherwise, it's $190, I believe, and then that's for 30 days. You can have your pictures taken, and you can download whatever you want.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool that you can have unlimited downloads of all the pictures, and there's so many different pictures you can take. So I think that was worth the money. One problem we noticed is that we didn't have a double stroller for the kids. We thought it'd be fine to have a single, but I would definitely advise having a double, even if you have a 5-year-old, because he was so tired and complaining the whole time. We thought our 2-year-old would be okay with a baby carrier it was okay for her weight, but she did not like it. So I would advise
she's pretty picky.
Double or wagon or something. I wish we would have done that.
With wagon, though, you have to be careful at Disney World because it has to be a push-pull wagon, and you can't pull it. You have to push it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Tripping hazard.
I see. And we met a lot of princesses.
We'll put those
and
in here.
Characters. Then that night we got to see the fireworks up close. The last night in the parks, we went to Magic Kingdom again.
Just to see the fireworks.
Just to see the fireworks, and we saw them from far away. So seeing them up close was definitely better. I think you could see all the projections on the castle and see the show the way it's meant to be seen. Far away, I couldn't see all the projections and everything.
Yeah, it was more difficult to see. A lot easier to get out of the park.
Yeah, that part was nice.
Planning on staying after the fireworks.
We were able to jump right on the shuttle bus and get to our hotel. So.
Yep.
But the first night we had to walk in a huge crowd forever before we got to the bus.
Yeah. And the buses were nice while we were down there. We planned on staying on property the whole time, and we did. So we just relied on the buses for transportation. We didn't have to use anything else. Well, we used the boats and the monorail.
A couple of times.
Yeah, just to use them, but we didn't have to use an Uber or Lyft or the minivans. Buses worked out well. We only had one major mishap with that. Bus driver.
We had a couple of annoyances.
Well,
my suggestion for the buses is to always allow extra time. Like a couple of times we cut it close and then it came to bite us because one time this bus driver just sat there waiting for more people and
got off the bus and checked the bus.
We were the only people on the bus and we're like, okay, we're going to take off. This is great. And then he just sat there and then more people showed up. Then he switched shifts with another driver and then the new driver decided to inspect the
new driver
bus.
Was the one that waited. The old driver. Oh,
the new driver.
Yeah, they did
the old driver jumped right off.
Yeah.
Shift change. So we're like, okay, that's fine. But then the new driver just sat there. All the people came on. And then he got out and inspected the bus like twice. Like circled the bus, looking at everything. And I was like, what
Took about a half hour.
Yeah, I was telling Jake that I was like, we got on here at this time and now it's this time because for some reason I sent a text or something right when we got on and I knew exactly what time it was. It was like 20 minutes that he was inspecting the bus. It was ridiculous. And then another time the bus driver, we were going to the resort that's kind of hooked onto Animal Kingdom Lodge, which is
Kidani Village.
Kidani Village. And the signs clearly say we're supposed to go to Disney Springs bus to get there. And
most of the buses, they go from the parks to Kidani Village, then to the Jumbo House, and then back to the parks. But the Disney Springs bus does the route in reverse. So it goes Disney Springs, then to Jumbo House, and then Kidani Village, and back.
So all the signs are marked at our resort saying, that's the bus you get on. So we did that. And he took us all the way to Disney Springs. And then he told us that we made the mistake. So I was a little frustrated. But then he admitted that it was his mistake after I think he radioed somebody to tell him that he was making a stop to drop us back off at Kidani. And then they probably said, you messed up. So I think that's when he apologized.
Yeah, so that took about an hour and a half on the buses. Which was a little bit frustrating because we were trying to get to actually one of the bead activities. They have, I think 3 of them are in Kidani Village, and we were trying to get over to one of those to get it done, but we missed that time, so we had to do that another day.
It was very frustrating. But at least he admitted, because I was about to complain about that until he said it was his mistake. That made me happy.